All right, and we're back. Thanks so much for joining us here on Assembly TV. So, next up, we've got A Bear in the Forest, a collaborative presentation brought to you by Kiara Walls and Jordan Williams. Kiara is a multidisciplinary arts educator originally from Los Angeles, but now living in Dallas, Texas. Her work explores the relationship between pain and repair within the Black community through mediums like conversation and storytelling. Kiara is a first-year student in the Art and Social Practice program, and Jordan is a 9-year-old artist, also a fourth grader and a big brother to his younger sibling, Josiah. Jordan enjoys playing video games like Minecraft and playing outside with his friends at the playground where there are slides. He aspires to be an engineer in computer science when he grows up. Kiara commissioned her cousin Jordan with $100 to collaborate on a social practice project which explores the relationships between identity and representation. Join Kiara and Jordan as they share a tale about a bear in the forest. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Becca. I appreciate you. This is my cousin Jordan, and this is my dog Hans. He's making a special guest appearance. Your mom, do you see what your mom put in the chat? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Okay, can you guys see that? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so as Becca mentioned earlier, this project was a commission project that involved $100. And I commissioned my little cousin Jordan to work on a collaborative art project with me. And we titled the project A Bear in the Forest. So what we're going to do right now is pretty much talk about our process, and then we're going to share a story towards the end. So before we get started, I'm going to ask Jordan, what is a social... Okay, technical difficulties. Okay, I'm sorry, 1 second. Jordan, put him in the plate. Yeah. That's it. Okay. And we are back. Okay, so Jordan, what is a social practice project?
So a social project practice is when two people hang out and work together to learn how to get better at working together with each other.
Good job. Good job. Okay. So as Jordan mentioned, our social practice project involved hanging out before we created our work. And the hanging out method was coined by Harold Fletcher, who is the director of the Art and Social Practice program. And it basically just entails hanging out with different people that you're working with to get to know them better. So we documented our process, and we're just going to go through that today. So Jordan, what did we end up spending the $100 on?
Art supplies.
Awesome. What were the art supplies that we bought?
We bought paint brushes, we bought leaf molds, we bought foil, we bought another brush, we bought a paint dish, a sponge brush, we bought fake flowers, chicken wire, paint, clay, pliers, and we also bought gold paint.
Awesome. Yes. So we bought a lot of different supplies just because we weren't really sure what exactly we wanted to do in the beginning, but we wanted to make sure that we had a lot to choose from. And pretty much what we ended up doing was coming up with an idea to create a bear in the forest. So can you talk a little bit about how we built the bear?
We built the bear from so the first thing we built was the body.
Mhm.
I built the body. She was making the head.
And what did it look like in the beginning? What did you say it looked like?
At first the head looked like a mouse head.
Got it. But then we ended up switching it to a bear. So pretty much we used the chicken wire to create the skeleton of the bear. And then Jordan created all the limbs. And then I pretty much put the body together. So here we have the almost finished bear, just different angles. And originally the bear was going to stand up on a rock. So kind of like he's like just looking out and posing. But we ended up changing that towards the end.
And now he's just walking.
Yes. Okay, so we also included a shadow box to create the environment for the bear. Can you talk a little bit about what we did for the shadow box?
So at first we were gonna paint it gold and blue. Then we ended up changing it to just be all gold.
Mm-hmm. So here we have Jordan painting the shadow box with gold and blue. And then we did end up changing it just to gold. So after we started our project, we ended up going on a couple of field trips. The first place that we went to was the Fort Worth Water Gardens. That's in Fort Worth, Texas. And we really just documented our time there. So here we have Jordan exploring around the water sculptures. There are different areas in the sculpture garden that you could go to that were all really beautiful. Can you talk about what your favorite part was from that field trip?
I say my favorite part was the sprinkler one in the middle because we eventually got to see a rainbow from the sun reflecting off the water.
Got it. Go. I'm not sure if you guys are able to see this. Set. But we pretty much also created different videos of Jordan playing in the water too. Okay. Oh. You want to play? Okay, let's try to play this one. Go. All right, there we go. Ooh. Okay, so after the Fort Worth Water Gardens, we were pretty hungry. So we ended up going to a vegan restaurant. And up until this point, Jordan was telling me how he really enjoys vegan food. And I was like, okay, let's go to a vegan restaurant. But then when we got there, I don't think he really liked the food, as you can see by his facial expression. Did you like the food?
The one thing I liked was the fish tacos. That's all I liked. The burger, I did not like.
Yeah.
I think it might have been the sauce they used on it.
Do not recommend. Okay. And then this was at the end of the day. We ended up driving past a really beautiful park and we just stopped and took pictures of it. And this was really just our inspiration for the overall project. So the bear represents Jordan. And can you talk about why the bear represents you?
It represents my bravery and strength.
Yes. And how, in what ways? Can you give us an example?
At the playground, there's a slide about I don't know, 6 or 5 feet from the wall that is there. Mm-hmm. And I tried to jump from the wall to the slide.
Okay, and then what about the strength?
The strength is to where I could lift heavy things if anybody needs help with that.
Okay, and then wasn't there one more, courage?
Yes. Okay,
what about courage? What's an example for courage?
I used to be afraid of the dark, and now I am not. I face my fear.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. So now what we ended up doing, we created a sculpture for the bear to live in, like a sculpture environment, but we also created a short story. So what we're going to do is share our short story. And then afterwards, we're going to invite the audience to create their own short story. And we're going to have somewhat of like a read aloud. Okay. All right. Chapter 1, The Magical Oak Tree. Once upon a time, there was a bear in a forest.
The bear wanted to go on an adventure to see the world.
But in order to do that, he needed courage to cross the river.
After he crossed the river, he had to pass the great magical oak tree.
The magical oak tree was a special kind of tree because it grew special leaves that protected it from danger.
The bear needed to tiptoe around the leaves to not wake the magical oak tree.
When the bear finally made it out of the forest, he saw a field of giant, beautiful flowers.
He stopped to smell the flowers.
To the bear's surprise, there was a huge bee smelling the flowers too.
The bear went to say hi, but the bee was afraid and hid behind a flower.
The bear told the bee, "Don't be afraid. I'm friendly and I won't harm you."
The bee said, I've never seen a bear that is so friendly. I'm sorry for assuming.
The bear replied, "It's okay. Things aren't always as they seem. I'm going on a journey. Would you like to join me?"
The bee replied, Yes, I would love to join you. What kind of journey are you going on?
The bear replied, "I want to go on a journey to see the world. I've never been out of the forest before."
The bee joined the bear on his journey.
Chapter 2, The Choice is Yours. On their journey, they came across a rock that had a face.
They were startled when the face began talking.
The face said, "You have reached a point in your journey where you need to decide which direction to go in, left or right."
The bear asked, What is left and what is right?
The face replied, "The left is a short and easy path, but doesn't guarantee that you'll reach the place you're trying to get to. The right is a long and difficult path that has creatures that look scary but do not want to harm you. If you take this path, you'll get to where you want to go."
The bear and the bee contemplated on which direction to go.
The bear said, I don't want to go on the right path because what if the creatures actually do want to harm us?
The bee replied, but the face said that the creatures look scary, but they won't actually harm us.
The face replied, you have to have faith in whatever direction you go in.
The bear and the bee took a leap of faith and chose the right direction.
They walked and walked and walked until they were stopped by a scary-looking creature.
The bear began to turn around and head back, but the bee stopped him and asked, Why are you afraid? It's not going to harm us.
The bear replied, I feel like it's going to harm us.
The bee replied, It's not going to harm us, bear. Remember what the face said. It may look scary, but we are safe from harm.
The bee took the bear's hand and they walked past the creature together.
The bee said to the bear, Well, that wasn't so bad, was it, bear?
The bear replied, no, I guess not. What I was seeing and what I was feeling ended up being different.
The bee replied, It's okay. That's what happens in the journey of life.
Chapter 3, Infinite Possibilities. The bear and bee walked past more scary creatures, but were not afraid because they remembered there was nothing to be afraid of.
They eventually made it to see the world.
When they made it, the bear said, wow, this is so nice. Maybe next time we can go see the universe.
The bee replied, Yes, I'll see you next time then.
The end. Okay. All right. Okay, so now I'm actually gonna go ahead and reshare my screen. Okay, so what we would like for y'all to do now is choose an object or animal that represents you. Create a short story about a journey, and then we're gonna share out loud. For this activity, we're going to give you guys about 20 minutes. And then from there, we're going to come back, and whoever is brave enough, we're going to share out our stories. So I will keep this slide on here. The time now is 6:20 in Texas, so 4:20 in Portland. And you guys have about 20 minutes. And then after we finish sharing, then we will open it up for Q&A. I'll go ahead and play some music for y'all. Yes, you can write the prompt in the chat. Oh, can I? Yes, I can write the prompt in the chat. My bad. Okay. Hold up. So you guys have about 20 minutes. When we get back at 6:40, you guys are more than welcome to place your short stories into the chat, and then we can take turns reading them. And then we will open it up for a Q&A. Sorry for the delay, you guys. I'm trying to get the music together, but it should work.
Kiara, when you choose the share screen button, when you click on the green button, in the bottom left corner, it says share sound. And then, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you, Amanda.
Great.
Okay.
If I wear a mask, I can fool the world, but I cannot fool my heart. Who is the girl I see staring straight back at me? When will my reflection show who I am inside? I am now in a world where I have to hide my heart and what I believe in, but somehow I will show the world what's inside my heart and be loved for who I am. Who is that girl I see staring straight fiction show. You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you learn things you never knew, you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or ask the grinning bucket why he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun's sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you. And for once, never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. Heron and the otter are my friends. And we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or let the eagle tell you where he's been? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. Or whether we are white or copper skinned, we need to sing with all the voices my favorite songs. When they played, I sing along. It made me smile. Those were such happy times. I'm not so long ago. How I wonder where it go. But they're back again, just like a long lost friend. All the songs I love so well. Every sha-la-la-la, every whoa-whoa still shines. Every shingaling-galing that is starting to sing so fine. When they get to the part where he's breaking her heart, it can really make me cry, just like before. It's yesterday once more. Looking back on how the watching years gone by and the good time that I had makes today seem rather sad. So much has changed. It was songs of love that I once sing to them, and to memorize each word. No, so melodies still sound so good to me as imagine years away. Every sha-la-la-la, every whoa-whoa still shines. Every shingaling-galing that is starting to sing so fine. All my best memories come back clearly to me. Some can even make me cry, just like before. It's yesterday once more. Every sha-la-la-la, every whoa-whoa still shines. Every shingaling-galing that is starting to sing so fine. When they get to the part where he's breaking her heart, it can really make me cry, just like before. It's yesterday once more. War is not freedom over my shoulder. I see a clear view over my family. Reasons I'm breathing, everything to lose. Should I ask myself in the water what a warrior would do? Tell me I'm done. brave and true? Am I loyal, brave and true? Cold is the morning, warm is the dream, chasing the answers till I can sleep. Will I be stronger, or will I be weak when you're not with me? Who am I without my armor? Standing in my father's shoes. All I know is that it's harder to be loyal, brave, and true. Tell everybody I'm on my way. New friends and new places to see. And with blue skies ahead, yes, I'm on my way. And there's nowhere else that I'd rather be. Tell everybody I'm on my way. And I'm loving every step I take. With the sun beating down, yes, I'm on my way. And I can't keep the smile off my face. 'Cause there's nothing like seeing each other again, no matter what the distance between. And the stories that we tell will make you smile. Oh, it really lifts my heart. So tell 'em all I'm on my way. New friends and new places to see. And to sleep under the stars, who could ask for more? With the moon keeping watch over me. Not the snow and not the rain could change my mind. The sun will come out, wait and see. And the feeling of the wind hit your face will lift your heart. Oh, there's nowhere I would rather be. 'Cause I'm on my way now. Well and truly.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. I hope that was enough time for you guys to create a short story. Jordan, do you want to ask a question?
Is anybody ready to share their stories?
Do we have any volunteers that would like to share their story? Yes, Becca. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, let me get it. I want to show you. This is inspired. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
inspired by this dolphin. It's a path.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. When I was a dolphin, I arced through the air, tracing architecture in the sky, domes and steeples and high-rise buildings. I knew them from memories of books I'd read and pictures I'd seen in movies. I'd erupt from the ocean's depths and treasure the sun in my skin. I grew flowers and plants and trees in my tail and made a home for manatees and orca whales. The sun now lives inside of me, which is a big responsibility, which is why my arcing through the sky will never end, so Earth can fly. Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Becca. Thank you. Thank you. What was your favorite part of that story?
The poetry.
Yes, beautiful poetry. Amazing. Yes, Amanda says she wants to live in that world. Same, same. It sounds like a vibe. Okay. Is there anyone else that wants to share their story? If you do want to share your story, you can just come off of mute. Going once, going, okay, I can't really see. Oh, okay. Hi, Laura.
Hi.
Hello.
I have a very short story to share.
Okay, go ahead.
I am a turtle and I go very slow. That's why Laura likes me so much, because I remind her to go slow. One day, she went to a thrift store and she found me a hat. That's actually a sewing kit. Now I can make repairs while I go slow. The end.
Thank you, Laura. Beautiful. Yes, you never know when you're going to need a sewing kit on the go. I feel that. Thank you so much for sharing. I think Hans has a story too, but he just can't articulate it that well. Okay, so thank you guys so much for sharing your stories. Yes, Ashley says, love it applies to many things in life. Ashley is actually Jordan's mom. So thank you, Ashley, for your comment. Okay, so if we don't have any more stories to share, we can go ahead and open it up to a Q&A. If you guys have any questions for Jordan and I. Is it possible to, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make it a gallery view so I can see everybody. Okay. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions? Do you have any questions for them?
How did you like everyone's story?
Thumbs up.
I loved everyone's story, Jordan, but I especially loved the story that you made with Kiara. My name is Lisa. I hope to get to meet you one day. And the story that I made during my time was inspired by you, actually. And I was thinking about courage and bravery. And there was a third thing, but I couldn't remember when I was writing the story or making the story. So I can't show you, but what I have is like a tiny, tiny bird, like the size of your pinky finger, that it lives in a bowl, like a soup bowl. And then next to that, I have a photograph of two trees, and there's like a cloud in between. And then I made up a story that was about the bird trying to get out of the bowl because it wants to fly in the sky with the cloud. And so the bird is saying, hello, hello. And the cloud is saying, hello, I feel you. And the bird is saying, hello, I can't see you. And then the sky says, it's okay, you have to be brave. Just use your wings. And the bird tries and it falls back into the bowl. And it tries and it falls back again. And then the cloud says, don't try so hard, just float. And then the bird comes up and it lands on the cloud in the photograph. And then they're very happy. And the cloud says, all you had to do was be brave and use your courage. And then I said, and then the bird says, where did you learn that? And the cloud says, duh, from my friend Jordan. The end. That's my story.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you. What do you think about that story?
That's pretty good. It was pretty sad that the bird couldn't get out the bowl for the first 2 times.
But
it was, but he got out, right? So
yeah,
he was inspired by the cloud. It had to teach him how to just like not try it as hard.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all inspired by you because you were talking about courage and bravery. Oh, and strength. Yes. And so I was thinking about that when I was trying to think of how I would tell a story that was even remotely as good as The Bear in the Forest. Thank you for writing that with, I don't know if you call Kiara auntie or not, but with Kiara.
Oh, he's my cousin. He's my
Yes.
little cousin.
Okay, with your cousin.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about the story?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you feel is the moral of the story? Like the main message of the story that we wrote?
Be brave and try new things, even if it may scare you.
I agree. I agree. Do you guys have any other questions for Jordan or myself?
I have a comment for Jordan.
So, my girl.
Hello, Jordan. How are you?
Good.
Well, this is what am I, your great auntie?
Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm your great auntie. Honey, I want you to all remember this story. I want you to carry it close to your heart because I want you to always be brave because you're going to be a strong man one day. And I want you to be a brave, strong man. I want you to remember the day that you wrote this story because this is something that's going to follow you all the days of your life. Okay? And I know you're gonna have greatness because I see where you are. You're great now and you can't do anything but just soar higher. I love you.
I love you too.
Y'all about to make me tear up. Yeah, this process was really awesome to just work with Jordan and really get to know him a lot better and just the way his mind works and his amazing ideas. It was really just a blessing to be able to really get to know my cousin like on this artistic level. And I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
No problem. Your Mimi says, "Great job. Life is full of possibilities and there for you to take advantage of. Both of you. Go and be great." That's your Mimi.
Yes.
Okay. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining our presentation. We truly appreciate y'all. And thank you for all of you that shared stories and comments and everything. We hope you enjoyed our story time. And we are going to go ahead and wrap it up there.
Awesome. Let's give Kiara and Jordan a round of applause. That was so fun. And